1:15, a little bit of change in with Sydney and Ben, and the newly coined, I do have to say, I want to clarify that I did not tell Sydney to change this to Blog on the Range 3 weeks ago, like I may not have
Don't
hinted
call
at.
me out, CJ. I'll call you out right back.
Kind of scared after what Ben's taught you. I don't know if I want to mess with you anymore. Ben, how's life?
Oh, it's good. Good. How are you?
Good. Well, I'm excited. I mean, where do you want to start? Because number one, your groupings were awesome. Those were fantastic.
Yeah, she was very conservative about how well she did.
Yeah.
She did fantastic for a beginner, and even a experienced shooter. She did really well.
Thank you.
Well, why don't we do this? Because I think it's good to always have an intro, and we'll just go right into it.
So that I have extra room for my big.
I'm not very familiar about firearms, and I respect what they can do. And so I think that's one of the best parts about learning from Ben is he respects it too. So we both take it very seriously, and coming out here and doing it now, it's serious still, but it's fun. It doesn't have to be the scary thing necessarily. It was a good time.
Proper training is important so that you can be responsible, safe, and confident.
I almost had that perfect. That's great.
Yeah. It was
Your
really
first
cool.
interview outside of the show.
It's been a second. I don't interview that often. I'm usually on the other side of the recorder, so it was fascinating. Yeah.
Ben, it looked awesome, man.
Good.
Take me through, just being able to really showcase off a little bit more of, what you're able to do. And it's great to have Sydney here to talk about it, but, really to hone in on from all experience levels, you got a really good spot for it.
Well, thanks. I think with her, we just started out real slow, so that things weren't pressured, and you can ask her. We started out just one bullet at a time, and that way it teaches her how to load the magazine properly and how to load it into the gun, how to close the action and turn the safety off, and go through all those steps. And it kind of, I don't know if she realized it, but it created a muscle memory of how to do that. And then as she got more comfortable with that, we progressed with two shots at a time. That way it kept it simple, but she was doing multiple shots. And as she moved along, I saw her get quite a bit more confident. And slowly I just kind of stepped back a little further and a little further each time and let her take the reins. And next thing we knew, she was loading her own full magazines, 10 rounds, and stepping up and loading the gun and pretty much handling it all herself, where I think if she'd like to do another session, we could almost turn her loose and just keep an eye on her in case she has any issues. But she did very well. She had a couple minor malfunctions that were not her fault. They were
Not my fault.
they were most likely due to ammo, and we were shooting a rimfire bullet, so sometimes they just don't go off. But she handled those very well and remembered the safety rules and waited for me to step up and give her a hand. And we didn't have any issues, nothing unsafe or anything like that, because those type of things can kind of frustrate people, and they tend to do things where they don't think clearly. But no, she handled things fantastic.
Well, and what were you using?
I was using a 22, and that's all I know.
That's cool.
Yeah, so we just shot a little Smith & Wesson M&P semi-automatic 22. It's very similar to like the larger caliber guns. And then we also shot a Ruger. It's a small little 22 pistol with a red dot sight on it. And I think she saw how it's a little more difficult to shoot with open sights, and a red dot sight can kind of simplify things a little bit at times and make things a little quicker and improve your accuracy a little bit. But she did very, very well with both.
I like it.
Yeah, look at me go.
Well,
it's fun.
And I will pull up the target photo at the end. I got to give you guys a reason to stick around, because this is it was awesome.
I didn't do badly, guys.
The grouping was really cool. Take me through that, because it really comes down to it. Really, you followed the protocols and you really got something out of this, and you were good to go.
Right.
Yeah.
What was your experience like on the shoot? Did you get some stress out? I heard that you kept screaming, CJ when you shot.
Yeah, I was like getting ready, picturing, manifesting. Yeah, no, it's really interesting. I've been very open this entire time about being a little bit intimidated by this, because I'm down for anything, down to learn.
You're a yes.
But life isn't a video game. Like, these are serious things. So
Yeah.
I was like, okay, we're gonna treat this with the respect it deserves, and I think we both went in with that mindset. And so anyway, doing this over the last few weeks, it has definitely made me more comfortable around firearms. And then actually being able to shoot with live ammo, I was like, oh, okay, I see how this works. I understand how to load and shoot and handle a gun, and I think, like I've said, I think I'd much rather be prepared and educated with a firearm in my hand than have no idea what to do with a firearm in my hand. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like that's much safer if you know what you're doing. So
Were you surprised that you enjoyed it as much as you seemed to?
yeah, I mean, I think it was it was interesting just to see how much fun it could be, there's a reason it's a sport. People go out and shoot, and Ben has talked very openly about his shooting buddies and fun that he does, and I see why people do it, because it can be a lot of fun just to practice and get better at it. And when I admit, when I hit like sort of a bullseye for the first time, I was like, oh my gosh, look at me go. Like, I felt very proud of myself.
Did you hear
for
that the first time?
The very
first shot too.
The first shot, yeah. The first shot, it was a bullseye.
No way.
Yeah, the very first shot, she hit a bullseye. She went really slow and took her time, and she hit a bullseye. And I think it builds a little confidence, and the next time she rushed things along a little better. But she still, the next few shots was just off the mark, just a little bit.
I think we were both surprised.
She did very well, and I was not surprised. I knew you'd do great.
He told me from the beginning. He was like, she's gonna come out of this doing really good. Looking really good,
and that's all thanks to Ben and the process we took. There's no, like you said, we went very slowly. There's no pressure to be better at it or to go faster or anything like that, and it was just very much like at my pace, which I appreciated a lot this entire time, but especially when we were at the range. And yeah,
one thing that I think is so neat about this is, just reading the blog a little bit about it, is you did one bullet at a time, it seems like. Is that what it was?
That's the way we started.
Okay.
With each
that.
gun. That way, if there are any little differences, she kind of picks those up. Again, like I said, learning the muscle memory of how to do things, and then move from there. And I really would have liked to seen her shoot the 380 that we'd practice with in class, but I saw she was having a great time and she was doing really well. So I didn't want to push things beyond, and we just let her, like I said, kind of each time step back a little more and let her take the reins. And like I said, I saw her doing well, and I just left things as they were, because I didn't want to push her too far.
Absolutely. And, we're just showing you some of the slideshow photos that Ben sent in, and then we showed you the video as well. Also, here's some that's on Sydney's blog. But, really is just, I think, important out there for, someone that really is kind of intimidated, and kind of just doesn't know where to start or wants to learn.
Right.
It's really cool that you guys broke this down to the literal bare, like, step one, thought one, and really built up within 3 sessions to, you killed it out there, no pun intended. You really did. That was a great result. And I hope that, seriously, if someone's out there that's a little nervous about this, that, hopefully they can see, through your journey that, this is a great place to be when it comes to it.
I've absolutely had that. I've had 2 other ladies sign up for the same training that Sydney's taking.
I love it.
And my daughter's also wanted me to teach her the same thing, too.
That'd be fun.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
She is somewhat familiar with firearms. She's been around them, of course, but she's never wanted to shoot pistols or be around them much, and her fiance's encouraged her to do it, and then she saw Sydney do it. So I think Haley's going to start tomorrow.
That's going to be fun for you guys. Yeah. No, it's awesome. It's great to, and I don't mean to speak for you, so step in if I'm overstepping, but it seems like your whole thing is about just safety and training people to be safe about it. And I think that's really great. And responsible is a big word that comes up again and again. So I think that's a big part of it, and trying to do that in a way that it's not flashy. It's not trying to show off. It just is learning how to handle it and how to be safe about it. And I really respected that.
And we've talked about that before, Ben, and it's a great point because, you said, you get some guys in there that maybe have, a background or some form of experience, but, you see, the people that really take it seriously and truly do, listen, number one, the form's better, the results are better. And it just seems like, I don't want to say the term better students, but really trying to absorb all the knowledge, and trying to really get it all.
I mean, I saw in her greatly. I don't think she missed one word of anything that I told her.
She was very detailed too when she came back. She gave us detail, but not being funny with it.
I could absolutely tell on the range. She absorbed everything that I went over, and every important thing about shooting, she took in and she absorbed it. And we did that because we repeated it. So every session we would go over those safety rules. I'd ask her when she came in, hey, what were you confused about? What do you think could help you? So on and so forth. We went over the safety rules and we reinforced all those things from the get-go, and then we went on with our class. And I could tell that she greatly obtained everything that I had told her and put out there for her to take in.
Look at you
I'm
go.
nothing if not a good student. So I took my notes and I was ready, but seriously, it was no pressure. You know what I mean? Like it sounds intense to be like, oh, we reviewed and I took notes and, like that kind of thing. But it wasn't like that. It was just like, I just wanted to do well and I wanted to learn all of it and I wanted to absorb it. So I took it seriously, and I think both of us took it seriously and cared about doing this well. And I mean, you teach a variety of classes. Like this was kind of a unique thing, but
great.
Yeah, you teach all kinds of classes.
Well, and that's why don't we do this? We'll take a pause and then we'll come back and talk about a little bit more of that. Sure. And then I will show you Sydney's shooting. I told you gotta wait. I'm just not gonna let you.
I'm not gonna throw it out there.
I ain't that easy, More comes your way next, right after this. RiverBender.com and where is it? Roku TV.
As the storm hits, your roof protects everything underneath it. Trust the storm damage and roof replacement experts, Archer Roofing and Restoration, providing free inspections, help with insurance claims, and offer financing options that make replacing your roof affordable. Proudly veteran-owned and community-focused. We're here when our neighbors need us most. Call 618-575-0016 or visit archerroof.com today.
If you think you might be pregnant, you don't have to face it alone. At Vitality Women's Clinic, you'll find the care you deserve. We offer confidential, no-cost pregnancy testing, ultrasounds, and STI testing. Our team is here to listen, support you, and help you understand your options without pressure or judgment. Walk in or make an appointment today. Call 618-466-1690 or visit vitalitywomensclinic.org. Vitality Women's Clinic, clear answers, real support.
Accidents happen in a heartbeat, but lives change forever. Whether it's a car crash, workplace injury, medical malpractice, or wrongful death, you don't have to face the consequences alone. Keith Short and Associates brings over 33 years of experience and a reputation for fighting fiercely for your rights. For relentless representation that you can trust, call Keith Short and Associates at 618-254-0055 today for a free consultation.
Firearms training shouldn't feel intimidating. At Precision Point Armory in Bethalto, we focus on safety, confidence, and real-world skills. Whether you're new or renewing your concealed carry, you'll get professional instruction without pressure. Learn safe handling, sound decision-making, and proper techniques tailored to your experience level. If you're looking for premium firearms training in the heart of Bethalto, Illinois, call 618-779-9947 or go to precisionpointarmory.net and train with confidence today.
Struggling with depression that just won't go away? At Precision TMS, we offer a non-invasive, drug-free treatment designed to target the areas of the brain linked to mood regulation. Using FDA-cleared transcranial magnetic stimulation, gentle magnetic pulses help reactivate underperforming brain circuits without surgery or sedation. Many patients experience real relief, even after other treatments haven't worked. Our experienced team provides personalized care every step of the way. Contact Precision TMS today. to see if TMS therapy is right for you.
Since 1993, Sparks Junk Removal is always adapting to the needs of our clients. That is why we now offer weekly trash pickup for selected areas. Plus, we offer driveway-safe rubber-tired dumpster rental. Give us a call today at 618-781-1407 or visit us at sparksjunkremoval.net.
I set the thermostat so my house would be warm when I got home from work, but the kitchen is still cool.
At Barrett Heating and Cooling, we stand behind every Lennox system we sell.
My dealer said he'd take care of everything.
At Barrett Heating and Cooling, we understand everyone wants prompt, professional service.
Turns out it wasn't my furnace after all, just a little something blocking the vent.
Pretty smart dog if you ask me. For service you can count on, call Barrett Heating and Cooling.
Lennox, innovation never felt so good.
What's up, it's Mike Keith. What's up, bro? Back to spotlight other amazing alumni and how they discovered their path at Lewis and Clark. Let's jump into it. This is Tom Wells,
an assistant chief of the Godfrey Fire District. He has been a firefighter and an EMT for over 20 years. Tom is currently an instructor in the Lewis and Clark Paramedicine program and has 2 degrees from LC, fire science and nursing.
I'm Tom Wills, and I'm a trailblazer.
Oh no, another bad headache?
Yeah.
Maybe it's time to see your doctor.
OSF Healthcare can handle all of your family's primary care needs, including diagnosing health issues or referring you to a specialist. Schedule an appointment today.
Welcome back. Daily Show. Back in the studio. Oh, man. Take a Claritin. Sydney, Ben, back in, Blog on the Range. So, you've waited long enough. I feel like you guys have done your time. I would be an awful judge. I just shoplifted. You got 50 years. You know, we'll see you later.
2 years.
But it's not prison. It's just a nonstop commercial breaks. That's their punishment. Let me zoom in here.
Not bad, right?
Not bad. Are you kidding me? Good shooting, Tex.
Yeah, those are even headshots, and a lot of people feel more pressured even when shooting at the head of a paper target. But
I mean, he didn't make it.
Yeah, it's intense, but yeah, look at me go. I was pretty pleased.
You can see she doesn't have any out of the 8 ring.
No. I mean, it's the grouping. The moment I got sent it to him, Ben sent them to me, I went to Mike and Dan. And I was like, you got to see the grouping on this, And now, you had one straggler, but that's still a jugular,
This was her first round. When we first started, and the one just at 3 o'clock in the 10 ring was her first shot.
Oh yeah, right here.
And then I think she pulled the one just off at 6 o'clock, right out of the orange at the bottom, second shot, and then the one right next to it. So she grouped them right by each other.
Wow.
And then we got her grip tightened up a little bit, and she got back on the bullseye. And then got a little excited and sped things up a little bit. But then we slowed her down and stopped and regrouped things, and we had her start shooting at the head target, and she tightened things up a little bit. And then we went to that red dot sight, and she really tightened things up in that.
No kidding.
You can see there's multiple shots where she even shot through the same spot there at 3 o'clock. I think she has 3 bullets in there where she hit them all.
You got one right here, right after 6, right here too. That's
so there's probably 3, 4, maybe 5 shots right in there altogether. But she did phenomenal. And then we had some other targets set up. There was a real fun one where she was shooting ducks.
No kidding.
Ducks with little bullseyes on them.
No kidding. Did you do pretty well in that too?
I gotta say, this was probably my best target. I had to take the picture with that one, but it was interesting. Ben had put push pins in the ducks to say hey, see if you can shoot the push pins off, and I did not. But
she was really close on a couple of them, but just a little bonus, tighten things up where you're aiming at a smaller size target, and it makes you be a little more accurate and a little tighter with things.
Fantastic.
Yeah, it was just fun. That's the thing, it's a sport for a reason. It was a good time, so we had fun out there.
Did you relieve some stress as well?
Yeah, and my
like
angst all bled out of me, and I was
I always tell my wife I have to have trigger therapy a few times a week.
That's right. Well, and, going into how long were you on the range shooting?
We probably shot for a good hour and 45 minutes.
Yeah, we did a little bit of safety stuff to begin with, and then we went out there, and Ben has a really cool situation out there where the classroom is huge and gorgeous and great place to practice or to dry fire or to learn. And then out back on the property is this range that's really private. It's next to a lake. It's very calm. It's very, and I think that helped a lot just to be in a situation where it was like, just take it easy, do your thing one shot at a time, no pressure, no stress. So that was really interesting too.
It's really kind of personal, where in a commercial range you have other people in there, and there's a lot of stress with hearing other guns go off and things, and that can affect students a lot. I've seen it with just even individuals who have shot some before, and then they get at a really busy commercial range, and it can really frustrate you.
Yeah. Well, and that's a really cool thing to really have that, private aspect of it, in a way, and whether it's a couple of people or not, I mean, to have that that area, that's perfect. And you have a pretty big backdrop for that, don't you?
Yeah, there's plenty of room, and I've went and dug everything out so everything's nice and bermed up so that everything stops all the bullets and they don't go anywhere. So again, like the safety rules say, know your backdrop and what's behind your target, so that you're safe. So we have all that set up and in place, and it just works out real well for more personalized, for one-on-one type of stuff, and you're not bothered by other people, and I can give each person their own personal time.
Fantastic.
Very helpful.
Did you use the moving target?
We did not.
Oh, okay.
We didn't get into any moving targets yet, but she's not too far from that.
No, how far away were you?
So we started out at like 5 yards.
Yeah, that's 15 feet. That's a lot bigger than 5 feet.
Well, yeah, that's true.
Yeah, she told us 5 feet. I'm like, I don't think it was.
We started out at about 5 yards, and we stuck with that distance for now. She was doing pretty well.
Right on.
But that's common for most critical incidents are going to happen within 3 to 5 feet away from you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's intense, but it's a good thing to know how to do. And and he teaches, like I said, all kinds of classes. And so this, it was a very kind of a unique, but very basic class for a true beginner.
Yeah.
But if you, whatever your situation is, I mean, Ben can speak to that more. But
I think that, not to cut you off, Sydney, but that's a really good point, because I keep kind of trying to, in my live reads, I feel like firearms training is, there's car salesmen out in the world, that have to sell you a bill of goods to do something or to get motivated to do something. But when it comes to firearms, man, to me, the more salesy it gets, the more I want to run in the opposite direction, because there's not that focus on, truly, getting tailored, lessons and truly having that experience. You're just kind of getting commercially grouped and here's a card and there you go. And I really like that approach, but I think it's really important.
Yeah.
Sydney, your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, it was, like I said, it wasn't there was no pressure, it was very much just we're just going to do this at your pace. There's no pressure to go fast. There's no pressure to prove anything, and I feel like a lot of people go into things like this and they feel like they need to prove something. And I went in with nothing to lose. So I was very slow about it, but we did, that's a big credit to Ben, is just keeping it calm.
So just, the fact that slow and safe is way better than fast and unsafe.
Yeah.
You altogether look better and you perform better slow and safe. I talk about that a lot in my podcast.
Oh, yeah. Tell me, how do we get that? Yeah.
So you can go to Spotify, look up Confidence and Carry by Precision Point Armory.
Okay.
It pops up on there. They air every Wednesday at 6 a.m. I do a different episode. Talk about all different things, try to keep it non-political and just straightforward and informative. And I try to make people think a little bit on how they handle situations and how they do things and stuff of that sort.
Yeah, that's what I appreciated about this too. It was just very informational. You know, there was no politics or anything like that. It just was like, we're just going to learn how to do this. Because again, I think you really benefit from, if you're going to have a firearm in your hands, knowing what to do is so much safer and better for everyone involved than not knowing what to do. You know what I mean?
Oh,
so
absolutely.
being scared is how you make mistakes. So I definitely I went in scared, and he took a scaredy cat gun beginner, like complete newbie, and turned me into someone who was like comfortable on the range. So that's really cool. Yeah.
Really cool. Ben, any final thoughts on this, or how do we get connected with you if someone's watching this or reads whatever Sydney's writing about with the blog and says, this is me, like this is 1000% what I need to do?
So you can call me 618-779-9947. You find our website, Facebook, Instagram. I keep Facebook pretty active and Instagram pretty active. So if you want to stay up to date, you can stay on there. If you don't want to do any firearms training, but you just want to support, listen to the podcast, follow it. Real simple thing to do. Takes about 10 minutes you don't even have to do it Wednesday at 6. Once they air, they're on there. You can go listen to all 7 episodes now. So.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That's a lot of content. That's great, man.
And of course, the first, they start out a little slower. They're probably only 5 to 6 minutes. And now I'm getting them to where they're 10, 12 minutes and make it a little longer. I have some people wanting to maybe talk on the phone with me on the podcast about certain things. So we may do that in the future.
That'd be cool.
That is fun. That's going to be an
I'll give you an hour of my show on a Wednesday for that alone. Honestly, I'd take the hour off and sell at that
give
point.
you a good lunch.
Yeah. That's true. Why don't we do this? We'll take a quick break. I'm going to come back and wrap up the show. Any final thoughts, guys?
No, I had a really good time. Thank you, Ben, for doing this with me. I had a good time, and next time I think CJ needs to do it too. So.
I didn't hear. See, I agree. I'd love to do that, but I thought I was going to get a thank you, CJ, for putting me in. You know.
CJ's the one who threw my name out, but I appreciate that.
I think it might be a, hey, CJ, you better watch your back.
Yeah, I think it's CJ, it's your turn next.
No,
so you're getting in there.
Thank you for doing it. It was really my pleasure to do that. And this is what I really enjoy the most is helping people out to better understand something that I love.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah, it's definitely a passion for Ben, which means it's easy to learn from him for sure.
I have nothing else to say. That's pretty much sums it all up.
Yeah.
There you go. I'll just throw you to break. It's 10:42, a little bit of change. We're going to come back, wrap up Monday, and then we'll link everything in a write-up on RiverBender.com. And, man, my hair's sticking up now. Roku TV.